If God's been good to you, go ahead and give him another hand clap. I'm going to start with Psalms 23 and verse 6. I want to take a minute before I get started, though, and I want to give honor to my pastor, Pastor Blankenship and Pastor Bembry. I want to let you know I don't take this lightly coming up here. We are blessed with many good preachers within this church, both young and gray-haired. That's all right. Go ahead and give them a clap. Psalms 23 and 6 states, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever." You may be seated. When God started talking to me and he gave me this scripture, and I started reading that beginning part where it says, "Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life," I started getting this picture of two dogs following their master. Because, that's what they do, especially if they're well trained. Most of the time when they're out, they're on a leash. I've got a neighbor who about 5:30, 6 o'clock every morning, he walks around with his dog not on a leash. And it's a big dog, but it listens. It's come up to me. The neighbors called him away, and he listens and everything. So, dogs kind of tend to follow us. Well, they tend to follow their master almost everywhere they go. And to me, goodness and mercy were meant to follow us everywhere we go. Psalms 139, 7 and 8 says, "Whither shall I go from thy spirit, or whither shall I flee from thy presence? If I ascend up into heaven, thou art there. And if I make my bed in hell, behold, thou art there." They're meant to go with us everywhere we go. To me, goodness is, it's God, his response to an attack of the enemy, what he gives us in a response to an attack from the enemy. It's not meant to kill the enemy. It's like the second half of Isaiah 59 and 19 tells us, "When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the Spirit of the Lord shall lift up a standard against him." When it says that, it doesn't mean to lift up a fence or to lift up a wall. We'd like that because that would keep everything out. But it means more like give us a means to escape. In the midst of a flood, it's more like he gives us a rowboat. And it's not that we're not going to get hurt in the midst of the attack. It's more like he provides us for a way to survive. In Psalms 34 and 19, it says, "Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but the Lord delivereth him out of them all." Now, mercy, the other attack dog, is God not giving us what we deserve. Most of the times we get grace and mercy mixed up. Grace is God giving us what we don't deserve. And like I said, mercy is God not giving us what we do deserve. It won't completely protect us from ourselves. And it doesn't give us the right to do whatever we want, whenever we want. Romans 6 and 15 says, "What then? Shall we sin because we are not under the law, but under grace? God forbid." You see, mercy kind of tends to soften the blow, soften the punishment, so to speak. Because if we do wrong, we're going to get punished. It's just, there will be some kickback. But God's mercy kind of makes it so that it doesn't hurt as much as it should. The jail time won't be as long. The fines won't be as large. But see, mercy was shown when God chose not to kill David when killing Uriah. Mercy was shown when God forgave Peter for denying him 3 times. Mercy was shown when God forgave Paul or Saul for persecuting the Jews. Mercy, God's goodness and mercy isn't meant to keep us from getting hurt. It's more meant to give us a means to survive. And there are moments that attacks or trials that may come our way, and trials are more what we bring on ourselves from mistakes that we make. But there are moments when it feels like we won't survive. Church, I feel like I'm sent with a simple word. You will survive. Be blessed, church.